Okay. It's going.
On the third day,
Yeah, we're good.
so we were on the strip of land like this here,
Okay.
down there, and the third day, every half a mile, there was a PT, but, when I said a half a day on the invasion, it was, we call it +1.
Yeah.
But everything we did was at night.
Mm-hmm.
So this was at night. We didn't go over for D-Day. There was 2 boats that went over. And the 2 CIA boats. We had some boats, don't let people kid you.
Yeah.
They were messing around, spies were had there. But they call it on a flank. And for protection for the battleships, the destroyers, and cruisers. There was only 3 cruisers there. Buzzsaw was one of them. That's the one that took over. But they called us when we were over there. They called us. We were on that flank, they call it, and they had 6 boats, I think, every half a mile. And we had one out there, about a mile, I think it was, from the beach. But those damn Texas, the one,
Yep.
boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
I'm telling you, yeah, and even on the troop ship going over to the Philippines, when they had action, they were doing, and some of those boats, ships I had that I was going over there on, when they shot their 5-inch, whatever they had,
Yeah. Large caliber shell. Mm-hmm.
that didn't help my hearing. I don't blame it on them.
Yeah.
It didn't help me, but it was nice because I guess I had trouble anyways,
Yes, sir.
a little trouble with it. So, what we did over there in the invasion, and we were there for one reason, the Germans would come over at night, airplanes, drop flares.
Oh, I see.
Okay?
Okay.
They light it up, they use that, and then certain animals would want to go in to the army base down there, and they use it as a taxi cab, see?
Mm-hmm.
And we always, I always avoided them,
Yes, sir.
because but I was up the ship all the time, but I had to avoid them as much as I could, because they'd always ask questions, and we had a lot of the admirals.
Mm-hmm.
And it was surprising how they use this for a taxi cab, because we go over there and we drop them off usually at a cruise ship.
Okay.
That's a small boat where they load them, and then about the first 3 or 4 days, that's all you could see was bodies. I'm serious about this. Army soldiers floating. Now, if they were alive, and you knew they were alive, we would pick them up. If there was one of them, we were sometimes nice enough, we would sink them. Just sink them, because there was no doggone sense. But they had a lot of those Army guys, and I used to be thankful, boy, here we are with the boat. But a lot of pilots, we pick up pilots from our planes.
I see. Okay.
They couldn't make it back, I
Right.
guess, and they drop off, and that's what they used us for a lot. But they thought from the beginning, the Germans did, that we were going to have an invasion, or that the invasion would have a bunch of ships they could get at. And how do you get at ships? You use snorkel, swimmers.
Oh, I see. I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, they were worried about them S-boats, our boats,
Mm-hmm.
and all the time we couldn't figure. They were worried about that. The Germans were, but very fortunately, they didn't want to put that type of suicide in on us. But coming from the sky, we picked up, and then we had smoke screens.
Yep.
Like the destroyers would call for a smoke screen, or they thought they might be getting an airplane attack. And the Germans were very smart fighters. We found out that. And I found out way back, when I used to get shore leave in Cherbourg, I used to go up to where the big guns were.
Okay.
And the Quonset places up there where the Germans used to live. And I never did find out, I wish I knew, what that was, but I know it had something to do with guns. Because I got it in one of the Quonset places up there, see?
Okay.
I was fortunate enough that I'd have liberty. How many people had liberty and was smart enough and didn't want to go and associate with some of the people they had around there for them to associate with, that I went up there and looked around, and I had German uniforms. And it's just my wife, Fern. I married her when I came back at the end of the war. And we had a garage. And that's why this here, and that flag there, did I ever tell you what happened there? Oh, that's when they had they were supposed to put flags down, burn them.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
But since I was a coxswain, that's above deck person in the Navy, a coxswain. I was, actually one time I was boss over a ship at the end of the war on a PC. That was a big ship, fairly big. I call a couple feet, 100 feet long.
Really?
But we came in after a battle where what happened down the Shrine River, that's where all our action was. Say this was the Shrine River coming down there.
Yep.
We'd lay out there at night with a, and it's in my book, with a bunch of frigates. A frigate to me was a battleship. Now I don't know if it is or not.
I think.
But this was a lot. The reason why we always had one was because the height of the antenna. This could only see 10 feet from at a distance, see? So a radar is not going to help you there, but a frigate
has a high. Oh, okay.
Oh, it was I had a high radar.
Okay.
Matter of fact, that's what I did for a year in the Navy. It was something similar to this. You would lock it down and make it waterproof.
Okay.
It was part of a TV. See, Raytheon was the factory.
Okay.
And they had this box I worked on. That's all I worked. Boxes every day. I checked to make sure that, put them in water and make sure they were proof, because I guess that for some reason they wanted to keep water out and it would make a difference on it. But so I went up on free time. I went up there into the units where the bombs. Now a lot of those battleships had the distance, 20, 25 feet,
right,
to knock the crap out of there. But the Germans were smart. There's some books and articles on some of the Germans could just lay up there. And there was one that shot about a couple hundred American soldiers. All he did was sniper. All he did up in that hill, he was there, and it was just a young kid, this article on him, and that's all he did. He got himself about 200 American soldiers. Yeah, I know. Wow. But they didn't. But the PT boat could go up to 65 miles an hour. The colder it is, and in the channel, it did get cold in the wintertime. Matter of fact, after the 1st of December, when we were decommissioning them, that it was, the water was so rough, you couldn't,
Yeah.
it took them 3 months. Decommission, I found out when I read some of the articles later on. We went up to Scotland, but we had to go from Portland, you got that down, and to a place, the place we were at was Portland, and that had a pier, a Navy
Right.
base.
Mhm.
Then, if you went down, I figured about 60 miles, you came to Portsmouth.
Okay.
That, and it had in compass, like this would be the base in here, and on the outside would be land and houses, and here would be the channel. But the English people could get in to that port. So when we went there on August the 25th, and it's in that doggone book there, you won't be able to find it. I don't think, you can try, but I went in there and the skipper had me and the cook and the quartermaster. We had a quartermaster. He had to decommission this flag because the night previous to that, the same night, that 40 millimeter would go up, blew that out, but it also shrapnel went through the flag. Now that's just a little crummy thing.
But it's.
But the Navy says it was bad.
Yeah.
So I told the lieutenant, I said, we took it down, and the quartermaster said, you want me to take care of it? And I said, I'll take care of it. I'm a bosun's mate, a junior bosun's mate, see? And that's above deck.
Right.
Any arms in the service, oh, way back they used to have one arm, the right arm was above deck person, left arm below deck person.
Okay.
And that's how you distinguished. Come on in. Oh,
Hey Jim, how are you?
oh, hey, hi!
I hate to tell you this, but we need to shut this down because Lane's got classes to go to, and so if you guys could wrap it up, and here's your note for your fourth period class.
Thank you.
Okay.
Nice to see
Oh,
you.
yeah, good. I didn't know you were still kicking.
Oh yeah, still kicking.
Okay,
Not as
okay.
much as I used to.
Yeah, I remember him. I think he used to be track coach, didn't he?
I know he was
I
volleyball
used to,
coach
I
for a while.
used to use your mat, high jumper,
Mhm.
and get pissed off at me. Yeah, it would be, but I was out there, you guys were in class, I didn't bother, and I could go 4, 6,
Yes, sir.
but I would practice out there. Go ahead. It didn't,
Well,
go ahead, ask me what you want to ask.
we'll just go for like. 2
Oh, he
questions.
wants to.
Yeah. We'll just do 2 more questions. Okay.
Huh?
We'll do like 2 more questions. What was the most memorable thing? Like, what was the thing you remember most about the war?
Oh, I see, I didn't tell you about the, Rich, R-I-C-H. It's what they call a destroyer escort.
Mhm.
Taking that on the second day there,
Yes, sir.
the Rich went in
Mhm.
to the beach.
Mhm.
To get better, I don't know why they did, and no one knows why they did, but they were only about a half a mile away from the guns that they had available,
Yes, sir.
and they hit,
Oh, depth
death charges,
Okay.
yeah, and we had to go in and evacuate it.
Yeah.
And that's where we seen the guys, everything. You never wanna, it made you know where the wall was, because one guy I had, I remember, went up to the deck, he had a 22, a 20 millimeter,
Oh.
yeah, through his head,
Yeah.
but he was dead. But I remember that, I'll get this together for you.
Yeah, no problem.